of up and down. You don't really. He's very hard to predict. But I mean, if I was the Nets, I'd be tempted to be just because of, or at least when they get into the postseason, just so they have that extra guy there. But I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. Another guy that's interesting too, and he's hurt right now as well. But a guy like Damian Lillard, he's not going to be traded in the trade deadline. But do you think there's a chance that he finally gets traded out of Portland after this season?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what Dame Lillard. I don't know what in the world Dame Lillard is thinking, focusing on staying in Portland. I've really thought that if Kawhi was going to come back by Christmas or the All-Star break, I thought Damian would have maybe asked for a trade request this season and go play with Kawhi and Paul George with the Clippers for at least a year. If I hear Damian say that he wants to stay in Portland and try to win one there, but I just don't see that happening. And I think if the opportunity arises, a good one, Dame can't be a fool. Dame will make a move, but as long as he stay in Portland, he will never win the Larry O'Brien Trophy. He's getting no hardware in Portland. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think what he thinks right now is I think he likes it in Portland, but I think that the organization will give him better help, and they haven't done the best job in the world. I mean, yeah, he's got CJ McCollum, but he doesn't really have a lot of options behind him. And the Clippers, that would have been, I think, a great trade, but I don't think the Clippers I don't think Kawhi and Paul George, it doesn't seem like Paul George is coming back, and I don't think he's going to play at all this year. So
nope,
I don't know. Yeah. I just, like I said, I kind of agree with you there, but I think still thinks that Portland will somehow get him better help, but I don't know how I don't know how he could win with the team he has now. And like, they're the 11th or 12th seed, so they don't even make the play-in tournament right now.
He's stuck on seeing what Giannis did in Milwaukee. And my thing about it is, it's just basically you and CJ McCollum, all due respect. Now, CJ took on a big role because he's now the president of the NBA PA. He took Chris Paul's spot last year. He's always been in the mix of the meetings and everything, but how much focus is CJ going to lose because now he's the head of the NBA PA? So that's just another possible issue that's going to, be along going with Portland and that chemistry and that duo. So they need more help. They done lost Melo. So I just don't see nothing really productive happening in Portland, JD, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good point too, that you think that, Lillard's kind of still stuck, kind of thinks what he thinks he can do what Giannis did in Milwaukee. But I thought before the Bucks traded for Drew Holiday, this is like a year, I guess it's been about 2 years now, that I thought, Dame Lillard getting traded to Milwaukee would have made the most sense. But, that's not happening anymore now. But I don't know. I would love to see Lillard with the contender because, in my opinion, I think he's the best point guard in the league because, Curry's a great shooter and everything, but I think Lillard's a better overall player. But, okay. I mean, we'll see what happens there. So, again, another thing I've kind of wondered, and we talked about this last week as well, who do you have as the MVP if the season ended today?
I'm not going to lie. And I'm not a big fan of this guy because his immaturity I have a problem with. But Joel Embiid for the Philadelphia 76ers, the way he's been playing, the drama that team has dealt with Ben Simmons ever since the offseason, I think he's really stepped it up and he's making the team look good. He looks good. He's healthy. I like Ben Simmons. I know there's a couple names people throw out there when we talk about MVP, Joker, but I really like right now Joel Embiid as the front runner for the MVP.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know. A lot of people say either Kevin Durant or Steph Curry, but I mean Joel Embiid won the MVP last year if he didn't miss 20 games. And
correct.
Then, and then Joker ended up winning it. But that's an interesting one as well. And like I said, if he can stay healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if he won the MVP as well.